Welcome, fellow adventurers, to a forest moon in a galaxy far, far away, where the trees are tall, critters are cuddly, and the parties are out of this galaxy. Hey! That's right, we're heading to the forest moon of Endor, the delightful abode of the Ewoks. Yeah, there's you. Grab your glider and put on your best hood. Here you go, Tiny. Get ready for an Ewok adventure.
Yep, yep.
Be vigilant, day and night.
Chase your tail light. I'll be under your skin, letting you go for a while. Then I'm taking you in. Your face like diamonds, a glimmer and punch. Shiny predator with a golden gun. Space age girl machine. 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 Space age girl machine.
Hey there, nerds, and welcome back to my channel! Don't look at me. I had to put these on, okay? I had to put these on first because I don't want to mess up my makeup and then put them on. They're a pain in the butt. And as you can see, we have a little help today from my co-host with the mo-host, Mr. Tiny Tot. Yes, this is Mr. Titus Livingston DePriest, our Ewok baby. We did adopt him from the forest moon of Endor. So this is Tiny. He's going to help us today on our video, and he is telling you right now that you need to like and subscribe. Yeah, you need to smash that like button between two giant tree trunks and entrap that subscribe button with a trap you have made yourself out of vines and very sharp sticks, okay? And then you also need to make sure that you ring that notification bell so you get notified whenever we're back with another one of these awesome videos. I'm your host, Danny Santasy, licensed cosmetologist and registered super nerd. And this is Comics and Cosmetics, the show where I spill all the nerdy tea on whatever topic I've been obsessing about that week while doing my face up with some makeups at the same time. While those nerds watch, huh, Tiny? Today, as you already know, we are talking about Ewoks. Isn't that right, my little Walkley? Now, you might be thinking, what's the big deal with all these furry little creatures? It was dead on. It was. Well, my friends, the Ewoks are not your average woodland dweller. They are not only furry, but they're also ferocious. And they're always down for a good time. Isn't that right, Tiny? Isn't that right? Yeah. Isn't that right? But let's not underestimate their mischievous nature. Especially this one right here. You gotta watch him. These furry little fluff bears can outsmart anyone. I mean, I would say especially a stormtrooper, but come on. With their clever tactics and surprise bear hugs, you'll be amazed at how a simple log drum can set the rhythm for their forest rave, making the trees sway and the leaves groove. Ow. Did I also mention their sweet fashion sense? I mean, check it out. Yeah, these Ewoks have got style for light years, okay? From colorful hoods to intricately woven accessories, they take forest chic to a whole new level. So forget about the runways of Coruscant. Endor is where the true fashionistas dwell. Come on, Join us as we delve into the secrets of the Ewok cuisine, from crispy slugs to roast pork. Don't worry, it's not all slimy and scaly. There are some mouth-watering surprises in store. Just be prepared to keep an eye on your food, okay? Because they tend to get snatchy. Get ready to swing from the trees and dance like there's no tomorrow, and embrace your inner Ewok. We're about to embark on an adventure that will make your heart yub-nub with joy, right? Get those gliders ready, because we're diving head first into the wacky, wonderful world of the Ewoks of Endor. Yub-nub! Ewoks are a fictional species in the Star Wars universe created by, you guessed it, George Lucas. They made their first appearance in the 1983 film Star Wars Return of the Jedi. If you didn't know, Ewoks are small, primitive species that inhabit the forest moon of Endor. They are known for their natural survival skills and their close-knit tribal communities. Along with being small, they're also absolutely positively covered in fur. The color of their fur can range anywhere from brown to gray. I've even seen pure white ones, and they're so cute. I love Ewoks. I should just say this now. I'm a huge Ewok fan, an Ewok stan, if you will. When they first came out, I really loved them, and my mother was pregnant with my younger brother, Brett, and she kept asking me, what do you want? You want a brother? You want a sister? What do you want? And my response as a very young child was, I want an Ewok. Seemed to make sense to me. There they are, right on the movie screen. But alas, I got my brother. To be fair, he's rather furry himself. So, Ewoks also have large, expressive eyes and distinctive features like bear-like ears and snouts. Okay, now you know why I'm wearing the black contacts. Ewoks live in tree-dwelling villages and have a very, very strong sense of community. They are very skilled hunter-gatherers and craftsmen. Ewok society is organized around familial units. You had the center of the village was visible from virtually every home, and everyone spent their days together, working together in the center of the village for the most part. Aside from the structure around family, for the most part, they placed a great importance upon elders. And we'll get more into that later. But first, I want to talk more about their language, because let's face it, it's the cutest damn fictional language that has ever been thought up. And it's not fully formed like Klingon and Vulcan and High Valyrian and all that, and even Na'vi. But we do have a few words that we know specifically what they mean, and we even know how they came up with it. So their language is known as Ewok-ese. Doesn't really roll off the tongue, does it? It consists of a series of unique sounds and inflections. While it's not fully translatable, as I was saying before, some key phrases and words are known. And this is all thanks to the films and the expanded universe stuff, which was all canon until 2016. What happened in 2016, Danny? You're not supposed to talk about it. The language of the Ewoks of Endor is so unique and distinct that it's solely specific to the Ewok species. There is vocalization as well as nonverbal communication. However, Ewok-ese is primarily a spoken language. It consists of a wide range of vocalizations, tones, snorts, growls, and clicks. They're often accompanied by expressive body language, facial expressions, and gestures, which enhance the communication and convey additional meaning as well. Ewok-ese is actually a pretty fascinating form of communication. While it may seem like a series of just a bunch of charming high-pitched chirps and trills, there are some known words that I know you know and phrases that have been deciphered by linguists and dedicated fans. A few examples of the phrases and words that have been translated. Obviously, the first one, Yub-nub. Yub-nub is a phrase that Ewoks use to express joy, happiness, and joy. That just means they are super happy. They are so stoked. Kind of like, have a wizard day. An Ewok would say, have a yub-nub day. Yub-nub. How am I not a millionaire? I don't know. It became particularly well known due to its inclusion in the original and best, version of Return of the Jedi during the celebration in the Ewok village, and the inclusion of the song Yub-nub, which was sang and performed by the Ewoks. They got rid of it, and I think it's stupid. Out of all the complaints anyone could have about anything that has been done to Star Wars since the original release of Return of the Jedi, my chief complaint is they got rid of the Yub-nub song at the end of the special edition of Return of the Jedi. And you can't get it anymore. You can't find it anywhere on that movie. But I have it. It's a banger. It really is. It's a bop, as the kids would say. It's a great little way to say that you just feel unchained Ewok joy. Another word that we know is chucha, not e-chuta. That's a bad word. We're saying chucha. It is a term used by the Ewoks to refer to themselves as their species. So if you wanted to say Ewok or refer to an Ewok in their native language, you would call them a chucha. Where's your family come from? I just got my results back from Ancestry.com. We're about 30% Wookiee, but then we've also got like this 20% Chucha. We say Chucha. The preferred term is Chucha. Thank you. 12% Chucha. Oh, you are? You're Ewok? Excuse me. Excuse me. It's Chucha. Thank you. Don't be offensive. Ewok is my galactic name. Kuti-chati is a phrase that is spoken by Wicket, aka Warwick Davis, in Return of the Jedi as a greeting used by Ewoks to say hello or welcome. If you were going to hang out with some Chucha at the Chucha village and you wanted to say hello in their language, you would say Kuti-chati. Kuti-chati. Now, Toka is a phrase that was used by Wicket, but it was used in the animated series about the Ewoks. And Toka is a way to refer to a friend or a companion. So, say you're going to the Chucha village and you're going up to say hi to your buddy who's a Chucha Ewok, who's an Ewok, you would say Kochati. Toka. It's adorable. Oh, Chati. Toka. Bicha Wawa is one of my favorites. Bicha Wawa. That's a great one. It really is. Bicha Wawa. It means, oh my goodness. It's an exclamation like, oh la la. OMG. So if you want to say OMG in Ewokese, you say Bicha Wawa. Bigupa is goodbye. So you would say Koopa Toka when you were leaving your friend at the Ewok village. Hey Koopa Tiny, you better come back. Then we have Chok. Chok is an acknowledgement. Like, okay. Yep. Got it. Okay. Okay. Chok. And then you have Dengar. It's like a command, like attack. Dengar. You also have other phrases like Glowa is glory. Do is night. Gu is light. So do is night. Gu is light. Gunda, which is one of my favorites. Wicket says it when Leia gives him that cracker out of her helmet. Helmet cracker. I bet it's all nice and sweaty too. Thanks, Leia. You've also got Lurdo, which is loser. Get in, Lurdo. We're going to Endor. Yeah, which is love. Two means fight. Yawa. Yawa means power. This is just the limited vocabulary that we have of Ewokese. It's not much, but it's enough to give you an idea of their language. And like I said, a lot of it has to do with facial expressions and movements, clicks and sounds. But the vocalization really is very expressive of the relationship they have with nature. But despite its simplicity, Ewoks use their language to express basic concepts, share information, engage in social interactions, all within their tribal communities. Their dialects and their regional variations do change between the tribes, but for the most part, that is Ewokese. They do use some symbology and mimicry. It incorporates a lot of that into it. They often use gestures, actions, and objects to represent ideas and convey messages. Remember, these are very resourceful teddy bears. They really do have a pretty decent talent for impressions, and that helps with the mimicry because Ewokese is such unique language, a rare unique language that's only specific to this one species on this tiny little forest moon. They're used to people not understanding them. So they got really good as a species impersonating, mimicking other creatures to kind of say, hey, look, I'm friendly. I'm trying to speak your language. I'm a cute little teddy bear. Hey.
Yep.
When George Lucas was working on Return of the Jedi, initially he wanted an artificial language based on mathematics. And the computer they used for this resulted in something that looked much more like ancient Greek. Some have noted that the certain phrases uttered by the Ewoks are actually real languages. Like they've been sampled from different parts of our real, very human Earth languages. People have picked out bits and pieces of Tagalog, the language of the Philippines. There's been people that have noticed Swedish, some Swedish in there. I'm a little bit Swedish myself. That was terrible. Why am I here? Ayun, puna do ito, which means there's the leader in Filipino. So there's Filipino also. Even some English is present, during a quick exchange between two Ewoks about C-3PO. You hear him say, he is wise. And then someone says, as I am short. Like, he is wise as I am short. Regarding C-3PO's appearance in that particular Ewok village, as we all know, it was during the Battle of Endor. And they played a crucial role in that battle in taking down the Empire. Like, don't sleep on them fuzzy little ferocious things. They'll get you. Their resourcefulness and knowledge of the forest was indispensable to the Rebel Alliance, who really wasn't that familiar with the area, and obviously really needed the help of a couple of teddy bears to take down the Death Star. There's nothing to see here. Move along. Just move along. Here we go. Moving on. Now, according to canon and legends, the Ewoks are indigenous to Endor. And they've been living there and thrived in those dense forests, building their communities and developing their unique culture for generations. Like a very, very long time. They're very resourceful, as I said before, and they've honed their survival skills to live in perfect harmony with the dense forest environment of Endor. So as I'm sure you can already figure out, they are a tribal society. They're organized into several different tribes along the forest moon. And FYI, if you would like to know what all I'm using while I do these little videos, just look down in the description below and you will see not just a list of every product I have used, but a handy dandy little link that'll take you straight to it. How about that? It's because I love you. Yeah. Thanks for sticking around and hitting buttons and talking to me and stuff. It's fun. It's fun. We're having fun. It's fun we have. Yes, they are organized into tribes, and each tribe has its own chieftain, a chief. These very close-knit communities really emphasize the familial bonds and wisdom of their elders. They really revered their elders. And as I'm sure you can tell from their amazing work in taking down the ATSTs and other troopers, they're pretty decent little hunters too. They, in fact, excel at hunting and foraging, crafting, utilizing their surroundings to create tools, structures within the treetops. Because they're little. They're little, so if they hide up in the trees, big predators can't get to them as easily. This really helped them and was one of the reasons, the main reason why they were so integral in the battle for Endor, taking down those ATSTs, even though they were so much more technologically advanced than the Ewoks. Because they're so resourceful and ingenuitive, they combined that with their knowledge of the forest and their ability to pretty much make anything out of wood. That made it quite easy for them to be like, oh, all you gotta do. And they kind of remind me of that Midwestern dad. Like, oh, no, don't go out and buy that. That's like $500 for that. No, save the money. Get you some duct tape, some really strong rope, and a 2x4. And there you got yourself a bumper. Ewoks. Imagine an Ewok dad. But what I'm saying is their knowledge of the forest and their ability to build made them crucial to defeating the Empire at the Battle for Endor. In the Legends of Lore, we learn more about that the forest moon of Endor, and this is in Legends, there were these creatures that lived there on Endor as well, called Dulaks. Welcome to Dulak, it's a perfect town. Here we have some rules, let us lay them down. No, not those. Not Dulak, but Dulaks. And they were kind of a-holes. They were marauders. So, like pirates. They're basically pirates. So anywho, these Dulaks used to terrorize the Ewoks. Terrorize them? What? I can't read anymore. This led to a lot of conflict between the Dulaks and the Ewoks. They were really struggling. These two species were struggling for dominance on Endor. That's what I meant. The Ewok really relied heavily on their shaman for guidance during this time. They were like, listen, we need you to talk to the spirits and figure out what it is that we do. Because they had mystical powers and they saw them as very, very wise. The Ewoks see themselves as kind of the guardians of the ecosystem of Endor. They don't see themselves as owners. Much like Native Americans believe that the earth doesn't belong to us and we don't belong to the earth. We're sharing this together. The Ewoks felt the same about Endor. Now, like I said, the structure of their society is made up of tribes. And there are actually several different tribes of Ewoks. Each tribe, though, do share a common backbone of Ewok culture, and that is community, cooperation, and shared responsibilities. Tribal life really did center around the family, with very strong ties to generations. And like I've said many times, sheer just reverence for their elder members. Now, the most common Ewok village, the one that you guys have already seen, everybody knows, is the Bright Tree Village. That's the one that they were in Return of the Jedi. But it's the most well-known, and that village was led by Chief Chirpa. It is for its skilled warriors, resourcefulness, and warm-heartedness. And fantastic parties, huh? Yeah, they know how to get down. Next on our list of Ewok tribes, we have the Tree Spirits. The Tree Spirits, they're a mysterious group of Ewoks who have a strong spiritual connection to the forest and its creatures. They possess mystical powers. So they're like all shaman. And they're the village that acts the most like the guardians of the nature system of Endor. They remain hidden for the most part, but despite them being hidden, they do play a pivotal role in Ewok legends and lore. They get talked about a lot in Ewok stories. Then we have the Sungrazer tribe. Grazer tribe. So they like being out in the sun, which is weird for a bunch of short, fat, furry creatures. So the Sungrazers is a tribe of Ewoks known for their bravery and fearless nature. They have a reputation for exploring dangerous regions of Endor and embarking on daring adventure. The Sungrazers are the ones most known for being the best climbers. Like, they live higher up in the trees, hence the name Sungrazer, because they're closer to the sun. Yeah. But because they live higher up on the treetops, they're the ones the other Ewoks call when they need help navigating the tops of the trees. Then you have the Autumn Rider tribe. They're known for their exceptional agility and speed. They're like super fast teddy bears. They're also the best hunters and seekers, the best hunters and gatherers of all the tribes. The best. They're able to cover huge, vast distances very quick. They're renowned for their ability to track and trap prey, and this makes them excellent providers for their tribes. Then you have the Mystic Circle tribe. This place is of huge importance to all Ewoks. Huge. It is a place where the ancient rituals, traditions, and spiritual practices are kept safe and sacred. They possess deep knowledge of Ewok mythology and the forces of nature. The Mystic Circle often serves as the spiritual center for all Ewok tribes, guiding them especially in times of need. From there, you have the Night Glider tribe. And the Night Glider tribe is known for, obviously, a nocturnal lifestyle, and also their remarkable hand glider techniques. Oh, so they like flying at night. I like the name. It tells you everything you need to know. They have actually developed special glider wings that allow them to soar effortlessly through the forest canopy, giving them an advantage in hunting and exploring during the night. They must have really good eyesight too. And then you have the Shadowlands tribe. Now, the Shadowlands tribe resides in the darker and more dangerous regions of Endor. Spooky. Spooky, spooky. They have adapted to this very challenging lifestyle. I'm leaving, Mom. I'm done with the Bright Tree Village. I'm moving to the Shadowlands tribe. Oh, God! Did you hear him, Chirpa? He's moving to the Shadowland tribe! And I gotta see him again! Ah! He's so worried about your Ewok babies, your walklings. That's what they're called, walklings. Visiting the Shadowlands. They're known for their stealth and being experts at ambush attacks. Like, stay up! Shadowlands Ewok! What's up? One thing that all of these cute and cuddly creatures all have in common is that they are tree dwellers. They all live in trees. They are actually very, very skilled architects. Like, you kind of would have to be, right? To build that stuff. I want a treehouse so bad. I want to live in an Ewok treehouse. They provide the perfect protection for the little fur-covered cutesy wootsies. And it offers them a really excellent vantage point to be able to keep a watchful eye on their surroundings. Their clever use of natural materials creates a cozy and well-camouflaged. Yep. As we all know, ain't no party like an Ewok party, hey! That was... wow. Those little things, they know how to get it. They know how to throw a really they know how to do things, okay? They know how to do things that are fun. So, yay. But they have, obviously, Abe, since, you know, they threw such an incredible impromptu victory party after the end of the battle for Endor. Oh, see what I did there? Chances are they're no stranger to this lifestyle, and they have lots of celebrations and rituals. So we all know they know how to party. But who plans these parties? Who runs these villages? Who is in charge here? How do these things get set up? Well, so glad you asked. I knew you would. So first of all, foremost, as I'm sure you've guessed, We've discussed already, they have a chieftain. That's right. At the top of their food chain, they have a chief, and they serve as an overall leader for the entire Ewok village. The chief is responsible for making all the important decisions, representing the village in external matters, ensuring the well-being and safety of the entire community. The chief's authority is often based on wisdom, experience, and the respect that he has earned from the rest of the Ewok tribe. So it can't just be anybody being chief of the Ewok village. Oh no. No ma'am. Then you have just below the chief, and not really, it's more lateral. Like the chief is the voice, you know, the one voice that says no. You do have a chief, but they also have a council of elders. The elders in Ewok society are extremely, extremely revered. So if the council of elders thinks that the chief is doing something kind of dumb, they're going to be like, look, we voted, we think it's dumb, you're not doing this. And the chief will obey because they're the elders. This group is quite obviously chosen for its experience and wisdom because they're elders. You know, you can't have a bunch of dumbass younglings on the council of elders. They don't know where to get the good berries, okay? They don't know. Ask the old guy. Ask the old fat one. He knows. You also have shamans. Each village has an Ewok shaman, and they all hold a very significant role in the village hierarchy. While not necessarily a position of formal leadership, it is a very respected and revered position. They offer spiritual wisdom, guidance, and those things carry a lot of weight, you know? Shamans offer advice on spiritual matters and provide insight into rituals and ceremonies. They may be consulted during important decisions that could have very spiritual implications. Beyond that, you have captains and warriors. Each Ewok village have skilled warriors and leaders of those warriors known as captains. Captains oversee the defense and protection of each community. These captains may lead groups of Ewok warriors and are responsible for their training and organizing them in times of conflict. They report to the chief, and they play a crucial role in maintaining the safety and security of the village. You also have craftsmen and specialists, and these guys are really important within the Ewok village. There are individuals who specialize in various crafts, such as building structures, creating tools, crafting weapons. Obviously, these guys would be important. They use their expertise for the village's overall functionality and development. So it's kind of like having like a builder's union or a carpenter's union. While they're not directly involved with leadership, their skills are highly valued and absolutely essential for the well-being of the community. And of course, you can't have a village without families and clans. Each family and clan has its own designated responsibility and role in the village. Families work together to contribute to the village's daily life, whether it's gathering food, tending to children, or maintaining village infrastructure. Clans often have specialized skills or ancestral ties that pass down through the generation. It's important to note that specific hierarchy and leadership structures may vary between the different villages. Some villages may have additional roles or variations of leadership and positions based on the unique traditions and customs of that tribe. Nonetheless, the hierarchical structure ensures a sense of order, guidance, and collective decision-making within the Ewok communities. This fosters a sense of harmony and mutual support among its members. And it helps them plan some sweet-ass parties. One of the sweet-ass parties is the Festival of Love and Renewal. Ow! The Festival of Love and Renewal is a celebration held during the spring season. Makes sense. It is the time of year when Ewoks express their affection and gratitude to one another and for the bountiful gifts of nature, like Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day, all wrapped up into one. The festival includes music, dancing, feasting, and an exchange of handmade gifts and tokens of love and friendship. Oh! Another very popular festival among the Ewoks is the Walkling naming ceremony. Your birthday. They had great birthday parties. When a new Ewok is born, the tribe gathers for a very special naming ceremony. The parent presents the Walkling to the tribal elder, who bestows a name upon the newborn based on significant natural elements such as plants, animals, celestial bodies, and the ritual really symbolizes the connection between the individual and the world around them. Then you have the tree blessing ritual. Ewoks hold a deep reverence for the giant trees that make up their forest home. During a tree blessing ritual, the tribe gathers around a selected tree to offer thanks and blessings for its strength and protection. The Ewoks sing songs, perform dances that honor the tree's role in providing shelter, sustenance, and a sense of belonging. I want to be an Ewok so bad. How am I doing? Am I getting there? Ooh, and then you have the Moonlight Harvest Festival. The Moonlight Harvest Festival is a celebration of the bountiful harvest of the forest fruits, berries, and other edible plants. Ewoks come together under the moonlight to share stories, feast on gathered food, and express gratitude for the forest's generosity. The festival is accompanied by lively music, dances, and illuminated lanterns. Told you, these guys know how to party. Then you have the Spirit Walk. The Spirit Walk is a sacred ritual performed by the Ewok shamans and those seeking guidance from the spiritual realm. Participants embark on a journey through the forest, guided by the tribal elder, to commune with spirits of nature and seek wisdom and insight. Spirit Walk is deeply introspective and a very meditative experience. Now, the one ceremony that I know all of you already know about is the victory drumming. It's a ritual that takes place after a successful hunt or a very significant triumph for the tribe. Ewoks gather in the village center, drumming on hollow logs with other percussive instruments, creating an energetic rhythm that reverberates throughout the forest, so everyone can hear it. The ceremony celebrates unity, resilience, and the strength of community. You also have the Endor equinox. The Endor equinox marks the transition between seasons and the balance of day and night. It is a time of reflection where Ewoks gather at a specific ceremonial site to offer prayers and perform rituals that honor the harmony of nature. It serves as a reminder of the cyclical nature of life and the interconnectedness of all living beings. These rituals and celebrations play a vital role in the social fabric of Ewok society. It strengthens community bonds, expresses gratitude, and reaffirms the Ewoks' deep connection to the natural world around them. They provide glimpses into the intricate cultural traditions and the celebration of life on the forest moon of Endor. Now, the cuisine of the Ewoks is a delightful mix of foraged ingredients, hearty flavors, and a touch of adventurous spirit. Yeah. These forest-dwelling cuties have mastered the art of creating delicious meals, Delicious meals using what nature provides, yeah? And they're not afraid to try something new. Let's just put it gently. These little furry fatties love food. So do I. It's snack time. So, the basics. Ewoks have an affinity for roasted meats. Same. And they take pride in their skills as hunters. So whether it's a juicy roasted bird or a succulent forest creature, the Ewoks know how to cook it to perfection. But don't worry, they're not all about meat. They incorporate plenty of vibrant vegetables and wild fruits into their dishes, adding bursts of flavor and color to their culinary creation. Have you ever tried a crispy slug? Ewoks have. And they know just how to prepare it to make your taste buds tingle with delight. I'm sorry, I draw the line at slugs. Within Ewok society, each individual contributes to the community through a division of labor. The tasks are shared between family members and members of the clan, ensuring a smooth, functioning village. So Ewoks engage in various activities such as gathering food, crafting tools, clothing, building and maintaining dwellings, and caring for the young and the elderly. Ewok children receive education and cultural guidance from their parents, older siblings, and respected community members. Elders pass down traditional knowledge, storytelling, and survival skills to the younger generations. Ewoks learn about the forest, its inhabitants, and the Ewok way of life through the hands-on experiences and oral traditions. They have many communal meals and gatherings, as we talked about, with their different rituals and festivals. Mealtime is an absolute central aspect of Ewok daily life. Are we sure they're not Irish? Are we sure? This sounds exactly like my Irish grandmother. Okay. They gather in communal spaces, such as the village square or large shelters, to share meals together as an entire village. Food is typically prepared by multiple families, emphasizing the communal nature of their society. These gatherings provide an opportunity for socializing, storytelling, and strengthening the community bond. Their society recognizes the very, very importance of play and leisure in daily life. All work and no play makes an Ewok very boring. Ewok children engage in various games, both competitive and cooperative. This helps them develop their physical and their cognitive skills. Playtime often involves climbing trees, exploring the forest, engaging in imaginative activities that foster creativity and social interaction. Their nighttime rituals hold a very special place in Ewok culture. Some being nocturnal, they engage in various nighttime rituals. These include storytelling around campfires, stargazing, moonlit celebrations. It's also when they engage in spiritual practices, seeking guidance from the spirits of the forest through rituals and meditation. The Ewoks' familial structure and daily life really reflect their deep connection to the forest environment and their reliance on each other for survival and well-being. Through their cooperative efforts, shared responsibilities, and cultural practices, the Ewoks create a harmonious and supportive community that celebrates family, tradition, and the beauty of their natural surroundings. The Ewoks revere spirits of the forest and believe that all living things, including plants, animals, and even rocks, possess a spiritual essence. They believe in a very symbiotic relationship with nature and really see themselves as the guardians of that symbiotic relationship. They offer prayers and rituals to honor these nature spirits and seek their guidance and protection. Now, the great tree, the massive ancient tree in the heart of every Ewok village, holds a very special significance to their worship. Ewoks view it as a conduit between the physical and spiritual realms. They conduct ceremonies and rituals around the great tree, seeking blessings, wisdom, and divine intervention. Other sacred places within the forest, such as caves and waterfalls, also hold spiritual significance and importance, but none are treated the same way the great tree is. Ewoks have a very strong belief in ancestral spirits and the continuity of life beyond death. They pay homage to their ancestors through rituals, offerings, seeking their guidance and protection. Ancestral masks and relics are cherished and displayed during these ceremonies, connecting the present Ewoks with their lineage and heritage. Bet you didn't know there was this much about Ewoks, did you? Neither did I. Ewoks celebrate cycles of nature and hold ceremonies to honor harvest and ensure fertility. These rituals involve offerings, dances, expressing gratitude to the land and seeking blessings for bountiful crops and healthy offspring. The Ewoks believe that their worship and reverence for nature help maintain the balance and prosperity of their entire community. They also have a reverence for celestial bodies, especially the moon. I mean, kind of makes sense after everything we've discussed so far. They view the moon as a symbol of guidance and protection and mystical energy. During moonlit nights, Ewoks gather to worship and meditate, seeking inspiration and connecting with cosmic forces that influence their lives. Ewoks excel at guerrilla warfare, as we saw during the Battle of Endor. Like, they just come out of nowhere and like, yeah, murder bear. But because they know the forest so well and they're so tiny and well camouflaged, you never see the shit coming. So they're really great at ambushes, traps, surprise attacks. By blending into their surroundings, Ewoks gain the element of surprise, disorienting and demoralizing their opponents. They are very skilled at setting up elaborate traps and ambushes, utilizing their understanding of Endor's ecosystem. Remember this? That's pretty sweet, right? Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts of the whole movie. They employ tripwires, snare nets, and log-based contraptions to immobilize and incapacitate enemies. Like, get that ATSD, cuddly. Their weaponry may appear primitive, but Ewoks employ a variety of weapons and tools to wage war. They utilize slingshots, spears, bows, arrows, and improvised explosive devices like log boulders and swinging logs. They're so smart and so cute. Their weapons are often crafted from natural materials that are found in the forest, showcasing their resourcefulness and adaptability. They're really good at hit and run tactics. They take advantage of their small size and agility to maneuver quickly through the battlefield and darting in and out of cover to attack their foes. This approach allows them to inflict damage while minimizing their own exposure to danger. Because of the importance Ewoks place on community and cooperation, they are fantastic at strategizing with coordination and unity when it comes to battle. They're really good at coordinating a unit. They're really good. I mean, their whole life is coordination. So, you're taken down by teddy bears. How's that, Empire? Suck it. By focusing on the weak points of the enemy's technology, the Ewoks level the playing field. While the Ewoks' battle tactics may appear simple on the surface, their knowledge of the environment, resourcefulness, adaptability, ability to work together allowed them to overcome significant odds during the Battle of Endor. Their tactics highlight the effectiveness of unconventional warfare and the power of unity and determination in the face of adversity. Yeah. And if it had not been for these cuddly, wuddly, cutesy, wootsy little woo-woos, there's no way the Rebel Alliance would have defeated the Intergalactic Empire. Ewoks say you're welcome. Yep. My lipstick is feathering so much. I was so excited about this lip gloss, and now it's like everywhere. Ewoks have garnered a significant and dedicated fandom. I might be one of them. But they have a huge fan base in the Star Wars community. Ewoks with their cute and cuddly appearance have captured the hearts of fans around the world. Their playful nature, expressive faces, and very distinctive language makes them memorable and endearing. Their presence in Return of the Jedi as key contributors to the Battle of Endor has solidified their place in Star Wars lore. Now, for many fans, Ewok evoke a sense of nostalgia. For me, it evokes the sense of disappointment that my mother gave birth to a human child and not an Ewok. Growing up with the original Star Wars trilogy, Ewoks were often a memorable part of the childhood experience. Their whimsical and adventurous portrayal resonates with fans who fondly remember their first encounters with the furry inhabitants of Endor. Ewoks introduce a unique culture and tribal society to the Star Wars universe. Their rituals, their celebrations, their familial structure, and their hierarchical leadership provide fans with a fascinating glimpse into their way of life. This cultural depth has intrigued fans and led to a further exploration and appreciation of Ewok lore. Ewoks quickly became popular characters, but not at first, resulting in a wide range of merchandise, including toys, collectibles, clothing, and more. Their marketability and enduring popularity have made them a recognizable symbol of the Star Wars franchise. They've also been featured in numerous expanded universe materials, now referred to as Star Wars Legends, comics, animated series, and a couple of made-for-TV movies, which were absolutely adorable. I don't give a shit what you say. I love them. But they provide fans with additional stories and insights into their world. Ewoks have inspired a vibrant cosplay and fan art community. Fans enjoy dressing up as Ewok at conventions, events, showcasing their creativity and love for these iconic Star Wars characters. Fan art featuring Ewoks can be found in various mediums, including illustrations, paintings, and digital artwork. But the Ewoks were not always, and even now by some, as well received. In fact, they were the original Jar Jar Binks. Many fans of Star Wars dislike the Ewoks, believing that the scenes with them defeating the stormtroopers and the AT-ST, the Emperor's best, stretched the credibility even for a space opera, and that their cuteness was purely an attempt to introduce opportunities for merchandising rather than serious addition to story. Despite the fact that the word Ewok is never uttered or mentioned in Return of the Jedi, everyone knows them by name, providing additional ammunition to those who believe them to be just a product of some merchandising scam and marketing teams at Lucasfilm. Some people believe that they were modeled after hobbits, who similarly, in The Lord of the Rings, were Sauron's demise. George Lucas chose the word Endor for the moon to honor this, since it was the elvish name of Middle-earth, the setting of most of Tolkien's stories. However, maybe the Ewoks were just thrown in as an attempt to get kids. You think of that? It got me. And with that, we bid farewell to the delightful world of the Ewoks of Endor. From their adorable appearances to their fierce bravery, these furry creatures have captured our hearts and ignited our imaginations. Whether you're battling the Empire, cooking up tasty treats, or celebrating with a jubilant dance, the Ewoks have proven that size doesn't matter when it comes to making a big impact. So grab your spears, strap on your glider wings, because Ewoks of Endor have shown us that adventure awaits around every corner. Yeah, after a nap, maybe. We hope you've enjoyed this journey into the tribal society, cultural celebrations, and heartwarming stories of the Ewoks of Endor. Remember, when life gets tough, channel your inner Ewok and let your indomitable spirit shine through. If you like the content we're putting out there, please make sure to hit that like button, tap the subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you know whenever Tiny and I are back with another one of these epic videos. If you'd like to support the channel, please check out the links down in the description and down below. You can even scan this QR code over here. Yeah, there's an option to buy Tiny a piece of cheese. He works hard. Look at him. Look at him. There's got to be some walkling labor laws. If you ever find yourself in need of a trusty companion, just look to your furry friends. They'll always be there to lend a helping paw. Thank you for joining us on this whimsical expedition today through the enchanting world of the Ewoks. Until next time, nerds, stay fierce, stay furry, and may the Force be with you. See you in the next one. Bye!